I don't know, you guys, I'm trying to find the politest way to say this, because if you think that you need to do that, or if you don't think you need to do that, check your eyebrows like in the middle of the day as a toddler mom and you're just like, why are my eyebrows like going in 50 different ways? Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I was debating whether or not I should just do like a little chat, get ready with me on Instagram Live, or if I should actually film it on my camera and then publish it on YouTube. Based off of the fact that I've been doing more on Instagram here lately, I decided to do it on YouTube so that I could make sure I create more and more content for you guys there. I know sometimes, well, the majority of the time I only post twice a week, and I'd really like to bump that up if possible. And sometimes right now I'm even like missing out on twice a week. So I apologize about that. I know consistency is important in regards to making and creating content, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to be better about that. I just figured today's video would be like a get ready chat with me. I think I already said that, because I have something on my mind and I wanted to just kind of discuss it with you guys. As moms in the mom community, I know we want to support each other, and a lot of the ways that we receive help is bouncing information and ideas and questions off of each other. So I think that that in general is a really awesome thing that needs to be encouraged. And so that's just kind of, I guess, where I'm coming from in regards to that. Today is actually Sunday. My husband, thank God, is watching our daughter for probably at least a couple hours so that I can film at least 4 videos for you guys, so I can get them edited and put up this week. So that is what I'm getting ready for right now. I took a shower this morning and I let my hair air dry. So this isn't naturally curly. Basically, I didn't use any curling product this morning. But if you guys are interested in a curly hair tutorial, I will link that somewhere on the screen here. I actually need to update it because I've changed some things in regards to my hair care, and I think that would be of interest for you guys or for anybody in the curly hair community. So be sure to subscribe to my channel down below, because I have lots of exciting and awesome content coming up for you guys. The first thing that I was doing was just using a heat protectant spray on my hair, because I'm actually going to be curling it today so that I have it curled and can do a couple different styles with my hair for my videos that I'm going to be filming. I've had this Chi, what's it called, 44 Iron Guard Thermal Protection Spray forever, and I'm finally like, literally I can hear drops in there. But I really like this stuff because I think it does a good job of protecting your hair. But I know there's tons of new stuff out there. Chi itself probably even has their own like updated version of this same stuff. So I will definitely be looking for new heat protectant spray soon. So I will section my hair into thirds. I will curl the bottom third first, then I will do like the middle third, and then lastly I will do the top. And I just use a little clip to kind of wrap and hold it in place until then. Since I'm using a barrel curl iron, this is I'm pretty sure this is a Hot Tools, let me double check. Yep, Hot Tools Professional Ceramic Tourmaline. But it's a purple one. I've had it forever. I know they still have it out there. I think this is the inch barrel. And I was talking to my hairdresser recently that it doesn't really matter if you use a barrel iron, or if you use a hot iron to curl your hair. You can get like the same beachy effect if you want to from either one. And I don't know what it is, but I have a really hard time curling my hair with a hot iron. Like, I cannot do it. I've looked up tutorials, I've followed tutorials on YouTube. I can't do it. It just doesn't work. Okay, so lately, ever since I got pregnant, I think I've talked to you guys about this before on somewhere, but ever since I got pregnant, my hair does not hold curl the same. Like if I barrel curl it like this, it does not hold. It will just almost immediately fall out. So I'm trying not to play today, and I'm trying to use like extra hold hairspray. So a technique that I learned from one of my hairstylists a while ago was to spray it, then curl it, and then spray it again. And I'm using a sample Big Sexy Hair Spray and Play volumizing hairspray that I got a while ago. I'm pretty sure they still have this exact formula. So I spray it first, curl it, and then spray it again. So another technique that I picked up from my hairdresser recently was alternating your curls. So the first curl that you do, kind of curling it towards your face, and then the curl after that, curling away from your face. And I didn't know that, and it just kind of helps to create different dimension and help do texture. She also told me to not curl the entire piece, so leave like an inch at the end of your hair that you're curling, and don't curl that because it helps create more like of a beachy wave look rather than like, I don't know, Shirley Temple. So I'm done curling it. I did the 3 sections, and right now I think it looks a little cray cray. The Spray and Play hairspray doesn't say whether or not it's like strong hold or like a medium hold, but I think it's gonna be on the tendency to be like a stronger hold. But this is fine for now because I still have to do my makeup and get ready, and then right before like get dressed and right before I film, I will probably like brush it out a little bit maybe and just make it look like not like it's just so stiff. So right now you definitely, if you did this, you would definitely have like, you can feel the hairspray, if you know what I mean. Like it's super stiff, but I need it to be that way so that it holds the curls. Okay, so I'm sitting at my vanity and I'm gonna be doing my makeup with you guys and talking to you about why I started to do this Get Ready With Me video in the first place. So the first thing that I do, I'll just talk to you guys about the products that I'm using just in case anybody's interested. And I always link everything that I can find a link for at least down below in the description box. I do use the Amazon affiliate program. I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know what that is, but the links go through Amazon affiliates, meaning that like I have a special link that I can give to you guys where I make like, I'm pretty sure it's like pennies on the dollar. Sort of, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's exactly commission, but basically I get paid, if you will, for you guys using my link, or anybody who's ever said like please use my link, that would be why, more than likely. And I think something that maybe deters people from using something like that is they are afraid that it affects them. But as far as I've been told, and as far as I've heard from all the influencers and beauty people that I follow and all of that online, like it doesn't affect the buyer and their cost in any way. So it just kind of gives you the opportunity to support your favorite people online without having to like really do anything except following their specific links. So the first product that I use, I already did my BB moisturizer. I think it's a BB cream. It's the Tarte Amazonian BB Moisturizing Tinted Moisturizer. I think that's the full name. I really love that stuff. If you guys have seen my mommy like quick makeup routine, you will know all about it already, and it's pretty much everywhere across the beauty community on YouTube and social media. But I mix that with my daily moisturizer and I put that on my face because, as you guys know, if you've been following along, I don't use foundation whatsoever. I never have. I probably never will. I just don't really love the way that I look if I have like a super makeup face, if you will. So I already put on that moisturizer, and then I go to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I really do like this stuff. This is what it looks like if you guys haven't seen it. And then I use the shade Light, and it is pretty light on my face, but I like to have like it brightened in some of the areas, like especially my dark circles. Sometimes I do those a couple times. And then since I don't use foundation, I do go over my under eye concealer with this Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Oh, I thought it had her name on the top, but it doesn't. It has her name on the bottom. So yeah, it's just the translucent loose setting powder, and I don't bake it. I just like press it in because ain't nobody got time to bake around here. And then also I use the Laura Mercier. This is her smooth finish foundation powder, and this is one of my ride or die products. Since I don't use foundation, I depend a lot on my face powder that I use. I guess I should say you wouldn't imagine, or at least I didn't, like how hard it would be to find a good face powder. But I searched the world. Right before this, I used a Lorac face powder, and I loved it. It was my ride or die, and they completely got rid of it. So I had to find another one. And one of the reasons I chose this one was because she had like a pink undertoned powder. So every powder that I found and tried, drugstore, Sephora, any of them that I tried, they were like yellow, or what's the other one? Definitely yellow. Maybe, is it like a green undertone? They were just not good. They were really, really bad. So I found that one. It is really expensive, but I honestly barely use any, and so it lasts me a really long time, and I love it, and I would recommend it to anybody who's looking for an awesome face powder. Okay, and then I like to pretend like I know what I'm doing in regards to contour. Again, I don't really think like a heavy contour looks very good on me. I just don't think it's super flattering for me. And honestly, sometimes I will contour and then I will go out and I will look in a mirror and I'll be like, it looks like I have a straight up line on my face. So a lot of times I contour and then I like try to wipe it off. But to keep things totally real, I just use this blush brush that I got from Vital Radiance through Revlon, which if you know what Vital Radiance is, you're probably like really old like me, or even older. They don't have it anymore. And then this Styla eyeshadow trio, which I showed you guys in my Darla Does My Makeup video. And if you watch that, you know it's really old. It's eyeshadow, you guys. Look at it. But I use this like center powder as like a contour, and then the top part I use as like a bronzer occasionally, and then the lower third I use as a highlight. Blush that I use is a Clinique blush, and if you guys know or have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I don't particularly love Clinique because I think that they still test on animals. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain, but the last that I had read through like a news article, it was just kind of like encouraging maybe not to support certain brands And one of them that I paid attention to closely was Clinique, because I was buying a lot of Clinique moisturizer and different things from them at the time, and it just kind of made me take a step back. This is a sample blush. It's an eyeshadow duo and a blush, and I think the blush is called like Mink. Nope, sorry. It's a blushing blush powder, and it's in color Cupid. But I mean, it does the job. I've had it for literally forever, and you guys, as soon as I can, I'm gonna run to Sephora and do a huge overhaul of my makeup. I cannot wait until the day comes that I can do that. Okay, I do my brows next, which, as you guys can see, I have relatively thick brows. I always have. Thankfully, I never majorly overplucked them, and so I basically just have to do some shaping every now and again, which I'm due for currently. But with that being said, I don't use a brow pencil. I've never even tried. I guess I could try one day and just see like if it makes a world of a difference or if not. But until then, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I think this stuff is awesome. Just holding your brows in place. Because if you think that you need to do that, or if you don't think you need to do that, check your eyebrows like in the middle of the day as a toddler mom, and you're just like, why are my eyebrows like going in 50 different ways? Okay, so while I'm doing my eye makeup, I'm finally gonna talk to you about what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So Donald and I have been going to church recently. So we used to go to church more, I should say our frequency of going to church has increased recently. I know I haven't shared with you guys yet, but I had a difficult labor and had some difficult times in postpartum, and eventually I hope to share that story with you guys in full. But for a couple different reasons, we stopped going to church. We watched a lot of services online because our church offers that, which is awesome. But even with that, it just for some reason was not super convenient, and so it wasn't something we participated in often. And if you guys are parents, you know, like the daunting task it can be to think about like getting yourself ready and getting a total other human ready as well. Getting them dressed, getting them breakfast, like every day, getting them out the door, like that is just kind of a feat in itself. My husband works a second job occasionally, so as you can see, all these different things I'm just starting to like pile on as excuses for why we didn't regularly go to church. I don't really remember why, but like a couple months ago, we were like, we need to try to go back to church. What service do you want to go to? So we started going every weekend for quite some time, and it was nice. It was a fun joint like family activity. It was something we semi had to force ourselves to do, but when we did it, we were a lot happier that we did it. So one of the pieces of going to church is either you take your kids with you, or our church has like a nursery / Sunday school, so that some parents can take their kids there and have them watched while they're going to service themselves. And we chose to do that a couple different times, and Calla hated it. If you guys are new to my channel, I have a 15-month-old daughter. Her name is Calla, and she's never been in daycare. I've always been the one to watch her, or like somebody really close to me, like my mom, or obviously my husband, or she's never been like in a daycare type setting. I've never even taken her to like the gym daycare. So this was kind of like her first time in kind of like a daycare or childcare setting, and she hated it, you guys, like hated it. She's screaming, like getting taken away from me as we drop her off. Like they have to take her out of my arms. It just was like, it's the worst experience ever. I just remembered I actually vlogged that day, so I will link that vlog for you guys somewhere on the screen here so you guys can go watch it. And I did kind of talk about everything that happened and her reaction. So since then, they've obviously told us to just keep bringing her, that it'll get better. And she just kind of has to get used to it, that adaptation is a necessity. All of those things that I'm sure maybe you've heard if you have been in a similar experience. So one thing we noticed the very first time we took her was that the kids in her class were, how do I say, like on a different level than her. She's always been really tall. She's been in like the 100th percentile for height, weight, and head for a long time. It wasn't until recently that her weight percentile started to go back down. Or go down because she got active and she's been walking. So she's always been like a big kid for her age. Like people constantly mistake her for a 2-year-old or a 2-year-old plus. I remember one time her and I went to a like activity. We went out to, if you guys are familiar with our area, we live in Kansas, the KC metro area, and we went to Deanna Rose, and you have to pay for kids 2 and older, and they made me pay, and at the time I didn't know like if they were 2 and younger they could be free. So I paid, and then after the fact was like, oh, she thought she was way older than she is. So that's constantly happening. So with that, not only is she really tall, but she's walking, like she's been walking really well for 3 months now, I would say. And not to say that that's like way ahead of the curve and no baby has ever done that, but I see a lot of kids her age who are still like kind of learning how to crawl and are sitting up. Like a lot of the kids in her little class at the church were like being put into swings, like baby swings, you guys, like, and no judgment at all. If you guys have a 15-month-old and they are in the necessary requirements, like for height and weight, and it's safe, and you put them in a swing and they still love it and it's awesome, like no judgment on that at all. If that works for you guys, then that's awesome. But when Calla goes to that class and all she sees are babies in swings or babies like crawling around, like nobody to kind of, I don't know, I guess be on her level, or like, I don't know, you guys, I'm trying to find the politest way to say this, but just like they are at a different level than her. And she always has like been more interested in playing with bigger kids who are running around, like, and I know that I can't put her in a class with like middle school kids or 5th graders or, you know, something outrageously ahead of her like that. But I requested to see if we could move her up to the next level, because the kids that were walking into the next class were walking into the next class, first of all, and they also just seemed like at a different speed, like, and they had different toys in there. They weren't being placed in swings. Like, it just was a different experience than the class that she was designed or designated to go to. So I talked to several different people about it while I was there, even that first day, like I said, and both of them, or at least the one like head lady that I talked to, told me like, let's wait it out. Let's see what happens. We also were even willing to take her to like a different service, because maybe the group of kids that normally go to this service would be different than the group of kids that went to another service. We also went to like a family type night at our church during the week, and we tried to take her to the daycare or the childcare then, and it was the exact same situation. Like, I think we've only ever taken her once where there was a kid who was also walking in her class. So I reached out again about moving her up into another level, and I was told basically no. I've talked to you guys about this before. This is my eyeshadow palette that I use all the time. It's Love by Too Faced. It's like at least 2 years old. Again, as soon as I can, I'm gonna go and update a lot of different things about my makeup at Sephora or Ulta or wherever I can. But until then, I really do like it. It has a lot of really like a wide variety, I think, of shades in it. It's pinks, greens, golds, dark browns. So yeah, a lot of the palettes that you see nowadays are like straight nude or I don't know. Yeah, but I still need an update. I know for sure. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to use my Dior Show mascara. I talk to you guys about this all the time because it's another ride or die product. This one's my waterproof. Where is my regular? The wand looks like this, and it is just something you guys have to try. I love this mascara. I've been using it for years and years and years. If you guys can see the difference between that eye with the mascara and that eye without the mascara, it's like a huge difference. I've even had people ask if I was wearing false lashes with this mascara, so I love it. And that is it for my makeup routine. I try to do it a little bit heavier than I would like for every day, just because I want my makeup to show up a little bit more on camera, and I feel like this is as good as I can kind of make it with the products that I have. So back to my story to kind of wrap things up. I'm still working on getting my questions answered in regards to Calla being moved up classes. I think the main reason that they're saying no is because if they move her up, then she will be like a year ahead, if that makes sense. So she's technically 1 right now. They don't, once you get past a certain age, what age is that your kid gets past that you stop saying, oh, this many months? I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe around 2 is when you just start saying 2. I don't know, maybe I've heard people say like 36 months, so maybe it goes on. I don't know. But she's technically 1, and so if they moved her up, she'd be with the 2-year-olds. So I think that would be okay right now, but then every year she'd be moving up again, and I know as they get older, they have different requirements like potty training or being able to use the bathroom by themselves, or just different things that they base off of age. Also, she would get to a point where like the kids in her class, like if she kept moving up every year, the kids in her class would be like 5 or 6 or whatever it is, and they'd be like going to kindergarten that year, but she would be 4 or 5 and she wouldn't be going to kindergarten that year. So I kind of understand in a sense of why, like the basis maybe of why they don't want to do that, but at the same time, like why not at least do it for now? If we can't move up, she hates it so much, you guys, that we probably will not go anymore. We might try to like take her to a different service that would be more kid friendly. I don't know, but in general, I don't think we're ever going to take her back to that class that she's designated to be in. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because I want to know, have you guys ever had a situation like this happen? How did you handle it? I'm sure that once like we get to school, like once we get to kindergarten or preschool, teachers themselves can start recommending kids to be like moved up. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen or that I foresee her constantly being this advanced kid who needs to be in the next level, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not trying to be that parent. But I think at that point you have like a teacher who says you need to move up. So it's hard at this level, I guess, because you are their parent and you're the one that's trying to like fight for them in a sense for what they need. So I think that's, oh my gosh, I totally need a new beauty blender. This is a beauty blender knockoff and it's ripping, so for sure need a new one. I think one thing I'm being self-conscious about, because this video is already 50 minutes long and why not keep it going to 55, is that I think I get the sense that they're telling me no at this church because they have a lot of parents who ask like for special circumstances for their kids, and they can't do it for anyone. If they did it for someone, they'd have to do it for everyone, so they can't do it for anyone. Or like I just am trying not to be like the pushy parent. You see those like memes or videos online where like the mom's like, hey, my kid's this and super special and blah blah blah, and like constantly kind of stepping out of some boundaries maybe. So I'm just hopeful that I'm trying to like create the balance where I'm speaking up enough, but I'm not coming across as like the craziest mom ever. So yeah, if you guys have tips for balancing out those two personalities, definitely let me know down in the comments. That is it for today's video. If you guys liked it and would like more chatty style videos like this, definitely let me know by giving me a thumbs up to this video or by commenting down below. Like I said earlier, I have a lot of exciting content coming up for you guys, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button down below as well before you guys leave. And I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in my next video. I'm gonna go film that next video right now. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.